Okay, so in terms of awareness for the week, we have the Chariot and we have the Four of Swords. So the Chariot is about moving quickly. You are hurtling down the path toward your goals, the things that you want to achieve, the things that you want to do. Maybe you have small goals that you're working on for the week. Maybe you have a 6-month plan. Whatever it may be, you are driving this chariot. You are controlling this black and white horse. And sometimes this black and white horse can be the things that pull us in different directions. It could be navigating the light and dark forces that we face. And she has the reins in her hand. It's about control. It's about mastery. And most importantly, it's about your will. Use your will and your ambition and your drive to continue along your path to success. The Chariot goes to success, that you will be successful. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Doesn't mean that you may not get off path, but you're going to have what it takes to be able to get back to the right path and to be able to cross that line, the finish line for success. This type of journey is going to help build your confidence. It's going to make you feel like a leader. People may notice and witness your drive and your passion. For some of you, a literal meaning could be travel in your car. Looking for a new chariot, perhaps at the end of the year. Maybe there's a great deal on cars. But this is very much moving forward, pace picking up. But you're in charge. You hold the reins. So your mastery is going to lead to success. So interesting with the Four of Swords. This takes a keen attention, watching, being ready, reflexes. And sometimes that's a lot of energy. We need to take a step back, that this may be tiring. This card, the Four of Swords, is saying you need to take a moment, maybe create a little space, a little solitude so that you can restore, rejuvenate, recover, re-energize yourself so that you can carry on. Sometimes the path from A to B, it's not so simple. There are stops along the way. Here's an important stop telling you don't neglect your rest and your recovery. Don't allow yourself to get wiped out. If you can pull back a bit, doesn't mean that problems or situations disappear, but it means that you have the mindfulness to be able to put yourself in a position to be able to recover and to restore some energy. So in terms of guidance, we have the Page of Cups, we have the Seven of Swords. The Page of Cups, this youthful energy, the desire to connect, the opportunity, the news or the opportunity to have that spark, the attraction. Either the attraction to someone else, for some of you who are looking, this is the possibility of meeting someone, or it's the attraction to ideas and to, again, a lifestyle maybe that you're seeking, a certain career, certain hobbies. It's the love of pursuing that. So here we have the desire here to build connections, to build relationships, to express feelings, to be more wise when we share our feelings. So on I would say on a practical level, how you relate to people that you're in a relationship with, your best friend, your business partner, people at the office, your spouse. Focus this week on how you tell them that you care for them, how you express your feelings. Our relationships really lead to our happiness. They're the core at our happiness. So it's important to be, attentive to them, to express yourself honestly, to tell someone if you care for them, to let them know. Don't make them guess. Tell them. And then with this earnestness and this sincerity here of the Page of Cups, we do have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords can indicate a little trickery. Someone maybe not being totally honest with you, maybe trying to pull a fast one. So if you are involved in with someone new, or getting to know someone new, maybe this is a word of caution, is that it takes time to develop relationships. It takes time to get to know someone. Allow that time to unfold, and see how people react, what they say, what they do. This can go to deception, to lying, to someone wanting to take something of yours. So you simply have to be, I would say, this is a warning. This is, when you have your eyes open and you're kind of seeing things for as they are, then, you're the wiser person here. You're going to be able to tap into that energy. Again, though, I will say that the Seven of Swords, we all get those phone calls, that the IRS, you owe thousands of dollars to the IRS. You need to call this number immediately. That's a scam because the IRS doesn't call people. They send letters to you. There's always someone, it's like identity theft. You have to be vigilant. You have to be tuned in of what people say, what they do. If it looks too good to be true, then, think about that. In terms of possible outcomes, interesting. Possible outcomes, we have the Two of Swords and we have the King of Wands. So the Two of Swords is, when we have twos in a reading, twos are about decisions. And this cross swords here of this woman, you could imagine that maybe she's at a crossroads or maybe she's at a stalemate, that she can't make the decision. She's a little bit stuck, or she's not ready to make a decision. Maybe there's information out there that she hasn't checked out. Maybe she's not ready to make a decision with respect to the Page of Cups, the Seven of Swords energy or person. That you're just you're right there and you're not willing to see things yet. You're not willing to release. You're clutching your heart and you are, maybe you're at an impasse. You can't decide. So interesting with this Two of Swords is the King of Wands, because the King of Wands brings this blast of energy and charisma and action. Someone who is a can-do, someone who is very successful, more than likely by judging people, by understanding people, by being very talented and willing to put in the hard work. I see a big connection between the Chariot and the King of Wands, which is the ambition and the drive to be successful, to do things. So, a couple things here. This King of Wands could be you asserting yourself, ultimately thinking about what's going on and then making some decisions that impact your ability to reach your goals, to accomplish things, to have certain relationships. Or the King of Wands could be someone who's experienced in your life, someone within your family or at the office or a counselor who can give you some good advice, who can support you, who can listen as you run things through. So interesting cards here, anchored by the Chariot, the need for rest, opportunities for these emotional connections, but some things to be mindful for with the Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords. Ultimately, the King of Wands, he's successful because he can gauge people and he can make the most out of situations. So let's see what we have in terms of an oracle card or affirmation for the week. No. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. Well, isn't that something? That sheds a brand new light. I'm going to let you soak that in and leave me a comment below of how you think this plays out with the Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords and the Page of Cups. And finally, let's choose a love oracle card. Forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. So releasing past hurts can open up the way for new things to come to you. If you hang on to the hurts, you're blocked. You may feel untrusting. So to the degree possible, not everyone can forgive. It's unique. It's special to each person, but, allowing things to settle and to be in the past, just let it go and be in the present and be thinking of the future.